This podcast is presented by Zach Labs, Cosbon, the instant costume adhesive. Have you ever had issues using materials to build cosplay costumes, theater props, or everyday repair? We have the solution you've been looking for. Zach Labs proudly presents our latest product, Cosbon, the instant costume adhesive. What you get is a 8.5 by 12 inch sheet. You simply peel off both sides much like you would double stick tape, except this isn't that. This is our patent-pending microfiber-infused adhesive that has a tensile strength of up to 100 pounds. This unique adhesive sheet is instant, and boy, do we mean instant. Activation is different than other products, as ours works purely by pressure. Simply peel and stick, applying even force, and it bonds. Instantly. It's human-safe, non-toxic, pet-safe, no fumes, and the best part, it won't ever stick to your hands. Rated for up to 75 wash cycles before starting to give. Great in the cold, rain, and even the heat. Stick anything to almost anything. Metals, plastics, most cloths, and best of all for all you cosplayers and costume builders, is all of your foam materials. While it does stick instantly, leave it alone with a bit of pressure for 24 hours and it cures to even stronger. So wave your magic wand and just use Cosbond, the instant costume adhesive. You are listening to a Dynamic Works Productions podcast. This show is available on iTunes, Stitcher Radio Network, and many, many more podcast services around the world. You can find all our content, music, videos, books, podcasts, and more on our website, www.dynamicworksproductions.com. Have questions, comments, or concerns for us? Head on over to the social tab on www.dynamicworksproductions.com if you'd like to talk to us. Now, on with the show. What's going on, Fork family? I'm your host, as always, Tim K.A. Trotter. And usually author, podcaster, and gamer goes in front of that, but I forgot that line, but then I fixed it. Joining me, returning, as always, because it's been a few episodes and or missed actual show recording weeks. The one, the only, the Buster of Knuckles, the Blister of Listers, the Tragic Stallion? Why did I say Tragic Stallion? The Master, the something Stallion?
It's always a stallion, though. Consistency at that.
The Consistent Stallion. Oh, it's terrible. Just introduce yourself, Mike List.
Hey, guys. How's it going? I'm back.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, like, I don't even know all the ins and outs that have been going on in your life, so we just won't even spin. Let's just get right into the life talk, shall we?
Oh, yeah, man.
So
my apologies, Fork fam. A lot of things have been going on. I had to, as everyone well knows, replace the entire brake system of my car, which is costly, which means there's payments, which means I have to work as many hours as humanly possible. I just got done a 16 times, just as many times as Ric Flair. Give you pause to woo. I've done that many days straight of work.
Yeah. So for like the last 4, I think it's been 4. Well,
three or four, because I know that was one time I was working. Then Pete, in his infinite wisdom, decided he wanted to jump up on my TV stand that has a 70-inch TV on it and have it fall on him, potentially breaking his back. That's what I thought, because I think the worst, apparently.
What did happen? Is Pete okay?
Yeah, he's fine. He just banged himself up. It didn't fall directly on him. It kind
Yeah.
of like chair shot at him. If
Mm-hmm.
you get what I mean, like it fell flat against him as opposed to like the edge.
Mm.
Because the vet
Yeah.
was like, oh, if the edge would have hit him, it would have been bad.
Yeah, because even like newer 70-inch TVs with all the technology and the thinnerness and whatnot, like
They're still heavy
you know,
on the
they're
edge.
lighter than a fucking rear projection 50-inch TV from like the 90s, but they're still heavy, right?
Yeah, they have some weight to them.
Yeah.
If it falls on your spine or on his, it could definitely have broken his leg.
Mm.
That kind of injury. Pete, what are you doing, buddy? You know I'm recording, and you just want to be an asshole.
Yeah, so that's classic Pete. Classic Pete.
That is classic Pete.
Yeah. So what else has been going on?
Um, other than work and sleep,
Do
taking
you
care of
sleep?
Pete.
Because I feel like the Fork family knows that you kind of don't.
Well, 4 hours a night is
Ugh,
good.
that's not good, man.
Yeah, but what has to be done?
I mean, I definitely get that, but at the same time, it's still not good. You just like, I mean, I don't know what your burnout length is. I feel like my burnout length on that is like 10 days.
It's 16. I'm telling you right now.
Oh, you know.
Yeah,
Okay.
No, there is no guessing now. I know what my length is because if they would have told me you could come in tomorrow, I'd been like, fuck.
Mm. So you finally have some respite tomorrow then, that's what you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
A little rest for the wicked, I guess.
Okay. Cool. Well, a lot has changed. And Fork Fam knows about some of this. The girlfriend has moved in. We are now officially living together and on top of each other in close quarters combat, as it were. And I say combat because, and I'm sure Mike understands this because Mike's been around the block once or twice, and I've only been around the block once. And so, like, I've never lived with a significant other ever. So this
Really?
is, yeah, I know, right?
Oh my god! What did you think was going to happen? I want to hear from fresh.
I
From
mean,
the fresh.
well, I can tell you there's been a lot of growing pains. I'll tell you that right now.
Oh yeah, it's expected.
Yeah, so, all right, feel free to laugh at me. And I might have talked about this at work at some point. But, so, first of all, it was a little sketchy on how she moved out of her folks' place. Because she didn't want to tell them. So, guess when she told them?
She was moving out.
Yeah, guess
Not
when, Mike?
not more than a few weeks ago.
Oh, well, that's definitely when we moved in. But guess when she told them in relation to when she moved out.
As she was moving out.
Not quite that bad, but the night before.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So still bad.
They didn't even notice her packing.
No, because she was doing it stealthily, like on our lunch breaks and shit.
Well, I'll be honest with you. I've packed a lot. None of it's ever stealthy.
Yeah, I mean, I've helped tons of people move. Like
Yeah.
I know what moving is. I've done that like 25 fucking times. Sometimes with myself, sometimes with other people. And by the way, that episode of Friends where they're helping people move, that's real life. That's a real story for everybody.
Yep.
So even if you don't like Friends, go watch that one particular episode. It's on Netflix. That is always true.
I'm always the guy
out of 10.
I'm always the guy that gets called to help move shit.
Oh, I am that guy, Mike.
Yeah.
I'm literally that guy because I'm the only one of my friends who has a fucking truck with a flatbed.
You have a truck.
Yeah, that's exactly why I get called.
I get it because I like to lift things.
Oh, yeah. So yeah, no, we moved her out and yeah, like she had this bed which I've been in before, and I didn't realize, I don't know what I was thinking because I'm just a nubile young boy in this aspect. So so I probably since I was maybe 12 or more. I have been sleeping in the same bunk bed, and I'm a grown-ass man now. And I don't know what I thought was going to happen. I don't know. Like, the logic...
Wait, did you just say you slept in a bunk bed until, like, a couple of days ago?
Yes.
Motherfucker. Damn.
It's a metal bunk bed.
Okay, cool. Did you stack them on top of each other so you have more rooms for activities? How did you fuck in a bunk bed? As a grown man.
Well, we didn't use that bed.
Oh, you couldn't redeem yourself.
I mean...
That line. We had a different bed to fuck on, Mike.
I mean, like, we did.
Yeah, I know. That's the only saving grace. I knew that. I just wanted you to say it.
Okay, fair enough. I mean, if it's any at all redeeming to any sort of manhood that has been lost in the words that I just spoke, I mean, the mattress was new. Or newer, at any rate. But yeah, no, I didn't know what I thought was gonna happen. Like, I don't know, like, in my head it was just like, we'll be living together. It hadn't really occurred to me how exactly the sleeping together thing would work. Like, it never occurred to me. And maybe and that's probably real dumb on my part. But it never occurred to me. And so, like, we broke down the bunk bed, which I figured would happen. And, like, I had some considerations about, like, her bed not being suitable or conducive to, like, helping my back, because I have back problems, as you know.
Yeah.
And so I was real worried about her bed. And so, like, because her bed's, like, way softer than my bed, and I'm, like, a harder bed person.
Yeah.
You know?
I'm the same way. I like a hard bed.
Yeah.
A firm mattress to hold me at night when I sleep is always what I strive for.
Yeah, I mean, you know, like, I grew up in Boy Scouts, and not necessarily because I was growing up in Boy Scouts, but, like, you know, sleeping on dirt and a rock, not completely terrible if you can, like, you can kind of cozy in with that dirt and that rock. You know what I mean? But yeah, so, like, well, number one problem, sharing the bed, or the actual sleeping of the bed, not a problem. Turned out not to be any kind of worry. Back's fine. That's great. It's all the other shit. Because it's like, this is her bed that she's had for a while, right? So now it's like, she has to get used to the fact that there's another body there. And so she sleeps on her side, and I'm a back sleeper, right? And so, like, her side is like, you know, in, like, the Olympics, if you, like, freeze frame to, like, those people who are, like, vaulting over poles, and like, their legs and their arms are, like, straight forward so that their legs can clear the pole.
I think the position.
Yeah. So that's how she sleeps.
Oh, that's horrible.
You know, so right off the bat, I was like, honey, I am taller than you, and my body is longer.
Yeah, this isn't gonna work.
You gotta figure this out, because you have to share this bed now. And
how'd that go?
Well, it didn't for about the first 5 days. And then I just slept terribly, and, like, she would just, you know, do what she, I guess, normally does when she sleeps. And I'm just like, okay, this is unacceptable. And then at one point, she had, like, rolled over, and, like, my left leg and my left arm are sticking out the side of the bed, like, flopped down to the floor. And I'm, like, barely on the side of the bed, and she's, like, hogging all of the bed, basically, at this point.
Mm-hmm.
But because, like, I love her, and I'm trying to adjust this new situation and not be an asshole, like, I don't really, like, complain about it. So in the middle of the night, it was 4 a.m., I just took a bunch of, like, selfie pictures of the bed and her positioning, pointing out the large amounts of space on her side that could be better utilized in the bed. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I had to point this out to her, and she's like, "What do you mean I'm not sharing the bed well enough?" And I was like, "Well, see, babe, like when you curl up like that, and you're taking up like 3/3 of the bed in an awkward position, there's this giant, huge quarter of the bed where your legs or rest of your body aren't that could be used if we divvied it up a little better. I could sleep." And she's like, "No, I don't do that." I was like, "Well, I have pictures." I was showing her these pictures, and she was like, "Oh."
I have photographic evidence that states otherwise.
She's like, "Oh, okay, I see what you mean now." And I was like, "Cool, babe, thanks." So it's like a real like I sleep on the left side of the bed, she sleeps on the right, and it's like split it down the middle,
Mm-hmm.
because your bed's definitely big enough. It's I don't know sizes of beds. It's
full.
It's big, it can fit 2 people comfortably, as long as they share. But I ran into a completely different problem last night. I didn't sleep too well last night, Mike.
What happened?
So, I'm dealing with my own shit. I haven't been sleeping too well the last couple days because I've got some more dick trouble. God damn it.
Shut up.
No,
what?
I'm not.
What happened?
So last weekend, like when you're in and like you feel like maybe something's wrong, but you want to keep going because you want to attempt to please your woman, right?
Sure.
Yeah, so I did that, and I bruised the shit out of my dick.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
So the vigor of your actions or the intensity?
Well, what happened after the fact was like my eagerness to please and my erectness did not match up to wetness, and I was too dry.
Oh no, you hit the air brake.
So it's raw, and I mean it's doing a lot better right now. It's been a week. It's still a little raw, but the bruises are gone. So basically, there wasn't enough lubrication. So, condom and the thing, and it didn't go.
That's a concept I know nothing about, sir.
Yeah.
I do not wear condoms.
Oh, well, good for you. Yeah. Okay, well now I have to ask. So is somebody tied up or pill?
Well, she has a shot, if that's what you're talking about.
Okay.
She's on the shot that stops her from getting pregnant. But yeah.
Okay, I didn't know there was a shot.
Yeah, there's a shot.
See, Jessica takes the pills that she has to take like every day.
The shot stops you from having to take it every day, and you get one shot every 3 months.
Oh damn.
Yeah.
I know you're a dick slinging savage, so I would assume it obviously works.
Yeah.
In your experience, you've been together how long with her?
6 years.
So it obviously works.
6 years on Thursday.
Yeah. No scares or nothing.
No.
Okay. Well, perhaps I'll bring that up to her because I know she hates taking her pills. So, because we're doing the double. We do the pill, and then I do the penis hat, as I refer to it.
Sure, I get that.
Yeah, I guess just because like I'm paranoid because I don't know, I'm still new at this shit. But apparently, it's still so new that I didn't know if you don't have enough of your pre-goo in the dick hat, bad things happen. So, anyways,
so you got an Indian burn on your dick?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah. Yeah. So, which is not so great considering I just went through that whole dick fungus thing.
Yeah.
So it's just like, man, I just got back on top, and now I'm You know.
Your dick turned on you.
Yeah, it's not great.
No, not at all.
So
that sounds like a horrible time.
So we, invested in a little thing that everybody knows about, apparently, except for stupid people like me, KY Jelly. And I will have assumed you have tried it at some point in your life.
Yeah.
Okay, you sound
I mean,
down on it.
It's gonna get really, really weird.
Whatever, we're already there.
I don't need it. Like,
that's fine. That's good.
When it comes to the oral sensations, I'm a fan of giving and receiving. If that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
So there's no shortage.
Yeah.
Of dampness.
Fair enough. Well, I guess sometimes I get a little short in that area.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, I didn't know this until badness happened. But like, man. I tried this KY, and I don't know what I was expecting. Like, it's right there next to the condoms every time you get them. So it's like, and you hear about it, all that sort of stuff. And of course, the common joke of, whenever somebody needs to get bent over, like, all right, I'll get the KY jelly,
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. It was so weird. You'd think I would be like okay with putting weird substances on my dick because of the dick fungus incident. But like, I was so scared to put this KY jelly on my shit. Like, I was like, oh man, it's gonna burn. It's gonna feel weird, And then I put it on, and it's great. Like, it feels like there's nothing there, which is probably a compliment to its design. And I was like, oh, this is great. And so we've been using that for a little while, and that is definitely helped things tremendously. But again, we're at the point where the damage is already done on my thing, which leads me to last night, which occurred right after our Pathfinder game, actually.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. That was actually what that Hang On a Minute Boys was about. And I've learned yet another incredibly valuable lesson that I probably shouldn't have had to have learned. So it's been a week. My dick's still a little raw. The swelling's gone down. Like, it's starting to look like a normal dick again. And, and she needs it. She wants it, right? And I'm like, okay, I don't think I'm quite I don't think quite he's ready, but I'm gonna try. So we tried, and it was sort of successful, I guess, at least for one of us. And yeah.
Don't take this the wrong way, but if you ever wrote a dick autobiography, it would be a series of unfortunate events.
I mean, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, so yeah, anyways, one of us won. One of us was disappointed. It was kind of sad. But that was not the lesson that I guess I needed to learn. The lesson I needed to learn was my dick's like 85% better, still a little raw. And in my wisdom, I was like, well, I've been putting like moisturizer and stuff on it so that it cannot be so raw, right?
Yeah.
Well, my brain thought, well, KY is a moisturizer. So I'll just leave the moisturizer on and go to sleep.
No.
Turns out KY gets crusty.
Turns into adhesive.
Turns out KY gets crusty. So don't be a Tim, Fork Fam. Rinse that shit off. Rinse that shit off. So, anyways, that's really kind of superfluous to the other thing. Yes.
Jesus Christ,
Mike.
dude. Like, the stuff that happens to your dick shouldn't be allowed by law.
Oh.
Like, the series of things that have befallen your penis is like just utterly amazing, number one. And number two is like, how can luck be so just not even give a shit about your dick.
I know this last like month, 2 months has not been great.
Dick wise, yeah, you're right.
Not been good. He's not had a good time. So, and the real shitty part about this was like after I got rid of the dick fungus, like I felt like some virility come back to me, which was great because I was like, oh, I guess dick fungus really kind of kicks your virility in the nuts because it's fucking fungus. But yeah, so I'm sitting there uncomfortable, thinking, well, my dick just itches because like maybe I rubbed it rawer or something. Like I went too soon. Like it needed a little more time to heal. And so I'm like all itchy and stuff. Like through most of the night, I'm tossing and turning. I'm not sleeping. I'm just trying to ignore it. Because like in my mind, I'm like, I've already been through this. I kind of felt like I knew what to expect, except the itching felt different. It felt worse than even with the dick fungus. And I'm like, oh man, that's not good. God damn it. And so in the middle of this, like,
oh no.
Jessica's like cutting logs and she's asleep or whatever, and she's, on her side or whatnot. And like I go to the bathroom to try to, rinse my dick off, and I'm realizing that it's all crusty and shit. I'm like, oh mother, fuck. Why? And so I try to do some damage control, and I get it to kind of calm down and not be on fire. And like I crawl back into bed, and I go to put my blanket on. And so okay, let me preface this. So me and her, we sleep on our sides of the bed. Sometimes we cuddle, but there's more or less like a DMZ zone, like 50-50 down the middle, right? And like I've got my blanket and she's got her blanket, right? Like we don't do like a dual blanket type of situation.
Okay, that's so weird.
Well, I don't like
it's
her.
Weird.
Like I'm like fucking Linus from Peanuts. That fucking blanket that he's carrying around everywhere. Like,
all right, is it one of the ones that are super warm all the time, or is it like a quilt, like a comforter that
it's
gets
just
cold
a comforter.
and then it? Okay, I'm the same way.
Yeah, like I like a really thin, but smooth, but not like silky smooth, but like it's kind of soft. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like like that's what I like to sleep with. Like that's just the way I am. You know what I mean? And she has like a fucking parka fucking blanket of heat death.
Yeah. I know what you're talking about. One of the ones that's like super furry.
Yeah, one of those, like a fucking Afghan or some shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Jess and I have a weighted comforter.
Oh, really? What's that like?
Yeah, it's just a comforter, but it has a little bit of like almost. I want to say buckshot would probably be the best like analogous for it.
Oh, okay.
And so it has like a little hoof to it, so it's a little heavy. Like when you lay on it, it feels like it's holding you.
Oh, yeah, hers feels heavy as well. But it's weird to me that she likes this really, really hot thing because, as I've said multiple times, I'm a white boy, she's Hispanic, and she runs like a furnace. She's like a little human furnace, which is gonna be great as it gets colder and colder going into winter. But right now, it's not great. It's like you put your heat tarp over you, and I will sit over here with my cool blanket next to my fan. You know what I mean?
You sleep with a fan too?
Yeah, I do. I have a big old box fan.
All year?
Yep. All year, 24/7. 365. Yeah, you have a box fan?
Oh yeah. We have 2.
Nice. I didn't know you're a box fan guy.
Yeah, man.
Right on. It still gets creepier and yet also kind of sweet that like we have like these weird little things that you wouldn't think to even ask somebody about in normal conversation, and we do the same fucking thing.
Yeah.
It's like, how? Why? Yeah, actually that was one of the things that we actually had a little bit of a fight about when we were setting up our new room together.
Okay.
And she's like, this is my fucking bed. We're using it. Fuck your bed. I'm like, I agree. We need a different bed. I don't know about this bed. And I'm setting up this box fan, and she's like, what the fuck is that? I was like, it's my box fan. I need it for air and to sleep and white noise.
What do you mean? What do you mean? What the fuck is that? Don't you know what a box fan is? I done just cussed. The fuck is going on?
You know, and like, and she's like, well, what about the window? And like, and so I'm like, what do you mean about the window? And then she's like, well, why don't you just open the window? And I was like, open the window that's like a giant bay window. So any Tom, Dick, and Harry could come in and just kill us in our sleep. Yeah. That window? And she's like, so this window in our bedroom's never getting open. I was like, never. It's never getting opened. And then she's like, so this box fan, non-negotiable? And I was like, completely non-negotiable.
It goes, I go.
Yeah, I was like, and she was like, okay. It's not that big. It's not that big of a deal. It got so bad
that one time I had my own. I got a stand-up air conditioner as well.
Nice.
Which was included with my previous central air that I always have running.
Well, let me ask you this. So on the box fan thing, is it the noise or the just like the wind flow?
It's the wind flow, I think. I mean, there might be some like subatomic noise that gets me, but I sleep with headphones in.
Oh, I do too.
Fuck. Are you serious?
Yeah, I'm dead serious.
You sleep listening to podcasts?
I don't. I will do audiobooks sometimes, but I tend to do like calming music.
Oh, okay.
And yeah, I also sleep. Okay, full disclosure, here's how I sleep. So we've got the fucking comforter. I'm on one side of the bed. I've got my fucking...
My heart's racing right now. I've got it sounds a lot like mine.
I've got a sleep app that helps track my sleep, because it's just something me and Jessica started to do back when we were not living together, and she was worried about my sleep and whatever. It was a thing. So I have a sleep app that I'm still using. I have a rain-generating app called Thunderscape on iOS. It's the best one. Highly recommend it. It's done by this audio award-winning sound recordist dude. Best rain sounds ever. I use it because I live in a state that rains all the time, and it's not raining right now, so I use a rain app because I don't have it naturally in my environment right now because it's fucking fall. So it's like, because normally I don't need it.
You're so used to hearing rain that it calms you.
Yeah, it's like a constant, you know? And so in the same sense of the constant, I have a box fan. I need a little bit of airflow flowing over my face at all times.
Yeah. It's my feet for me, but if it hits my face, then I'm super happy about it.
Oh, okay, cool. And then I also just like the constant sound of a box fan.
Mm-hmm.
So I have that, and then I have my earplugs, or my using my... Oh yeah, I guess you don't know about this. Jessica got me AirPods.
Oh, dope. How do you like them?
I don't know how the fuck I lived without them.
Really?
Yeah, and I've heard this from multiple people, and because like, as you know, I got her that iPad for her anniversary, and she's like, I'm gonna get you AirPods, and I was like, sweet. And I was skeptical about them. Like, I knew that I wanted them because I tried her brother's, and I was like, oh, these are not bad at all. But now I'm like,
do they feel like they stick to your ears well? Like, do they stay in your head good?
Okay, let me ask you this. Do the regular AirPods fit your ear? Or the regular EarPods, the standard ones that come with Apple stuff?
Yeah.
Do they seem like they fit your ears well?
Yeah.
Okay. The AirPods are ever so slightly thicker and fatter and fit even better.
Shut up. Really?
Yeah, it's the same. Just cut the cord off of your earpod and then just add like a tiny bit of fatness.
Okay.
And because the little tips that come down, like they do, that's where the battery is. They're weighted perfectly in your ears. Yeah. And the charge case, Jesus Christ. The only thing I can say bad about the AirPods...
How's the battery life?
So battery life is 3.5 to 5 hours, depending on how loud you're pumping them up.
Oh God. Okay, so 3.5 hours.
But they'll quick charge to 90% power in 15 minutes.
All right. Well, that's a break.
And full charge in an hour. And for me, I found that that's actually pretty perfect. So the only thing I could really complain about is personally, like I would like longer battery life, but I'm sure there's a version 2 down the road. Because now that I think about it, these AirPods, like they're the same AirPods. They haven't updated them. They've been out for like 3 years.
Yeah.
They came out with the original Apple Watch, so that was 2015. So yeah, I'm sure there's a version 2 around the corner because they're one of Apple's most popular items. But yeah, it's weird. Like I never thought I would love them so much.
Yeah, because there's no cord to catch on things.
Yeah.
Like listen. Okay, this is gonna be you might look at me and be like, Mike, really? I listen to podcasts all day. I always have a headphone in, listening to something. And my Jess thinks it's so fucking weird. She's like, how can you split your attention so perfectly between life and listening to something? And I'm like, oh no, I just can.
Oh my God, Mike. Then I'm gonna say some shit that's gonna blow your fucking mind. Then.
Oh boy.
So check this out. So the AirPods are so fucking smart. As soon as you take out one of the earpods or AirPods, it switches whatever you're listening to mono, so you don't get that fucked up, like, because I listen to one earbud too when I'm at work, and I just swap back and forth, when that ear gets tired. The AirPods will change the audio so it's mono in that one headset, so you don't get that fucked up, like if it's a podcast that's stereo.
Yeah, you don't get
that
split.
like, oh, that one guy's quieter than the other dude.
Yeah,
you don't get that. So technically, if you're a one ear kind of guy,
I can stretch
one
AirPod
in the charger, pop it out, swap to the other ear. Also, that charger, by the way, because I've used this extensively now for 2 weeks, that fucking charger lasts a week. So you just charge it once.
Wait, okay, so you charge the holder.
Yeah, the case. Yeah, the case is like a heavy-duty plastic ballistics tough case. I know this because I work in construction, and I also watched it tear down, and they couldn't destroy it with anything but a power saw and a Dremel.
Oh, Jesus Christ, really?
Yeah, really. It's the toughest shit. It looks like that standard white Apple plastic.
It's like it's the Apple color, yeah.
Yeah, it's that standard white Apple plastic that they have all the Apple plastic in, except it's tough as shit.
Hey.
Yeah, and I've got a little silicone case for mine so that I can put a carabiner on it.
Okay.
And it just sits on my side, and I just pop it in, pop it out whenever I need them.
Does it stay on your, like, do they stay in well?
They're magnetic, buddy.
Oh.
So
I thought it had like some sort of locking mechanism.
No, dude. So it looks like an actual pod for once. Something Apple designed actually looks like a pod.
Yeah.
The top snaps open. It's got a magnetic spring hinge with like a steel thing that like sits flush on the outside, but then folds into itself once it opens. And there's a very satisfying little pop. Then you can see your earpods nestled into the center. And then there's a little light that tells you the charge status / the charge status of the actual case. And then you pull your pods out, and then they're fit snugly, and then you pull them out, and because they're magnetic, there's shit to catch on.
That sounds
Pop it into your ear. You hear a little tiny little guitar strum, like a little...
Yeah, like a connection sound.
Yeah, and then they're in. If they fall out while you're moving, which, by the way, and I've exercised in them and used them for work, hasn't happened for me, which...
Really? You haven't had one pop out?
Yeah, and believe me, I'm terrified because it's like, they're so tiny and they're expensive, and I'm like worried about breaking them, but they've never fallen out. And do you know why, Mike? Because of the weight of the battery helps keep it sit snug in your ear, and there's no fucking cord to catch it on. That's why they don't fucking fall out. Yeah.
Like, I can tell you this much right now. I could do my job well if I didn't have my podcast playing. I do my job very well when it is, though. So well that if it's like, say I have a pair of headphones and like the wire finally snaps out and breaks and all that.
Oh yeah, I've been there 100,000 times. Believe me.
I'm assed out, shit out of luck type of situation.
I used to run around with.
Tell me, you run around with. You have backups everywhere.
I had 3 backups of regular corded earpods, and now I don't even need them anymore. And then the other thing, because when I bought them at the store, I was like, well, I'm probably gonna need AppleCare with them in case one of them fucking breaks. And then they're just like, no, we don't sell AppleCare. And I was like, what do you mean you don't sell AppleCare? It's like, well, if you lose one or something goes bad, it's the price of a regular set of AirPods to replace them. As long as they know, as long as you, it's like $35.
Oh, okay. How much are they? They're like $40 total.
No, the total package is $160.
Oh, there's where you lost me.
Yeah, that's why it was an anniversary gift, buddy. Because I was like, I don't know about that.
See, it's funny because you mentioned this because Jess was on eBay, I think it was. It might have been eBay, yeah. Looking at stuff, and she was like, "Hey, babe, do you want a right earbud?" And I'm like, "What do you mean?" She's like, "It's only the right earbud in the case." And I'm like, "They come in sets?" And she's like, "Yeah, it was like $4 right now. Should I put a bid in?" And she's like, "I'm just gonna put a bid in because it sounds like you would like that because you only use one bud." And I'm like.
Yeah, I mean, that would work, but you'd need the case to charge it.
No, it came with the case.
Oh. Well, then there you go.
It sold for like $40. We didn't get it, though.
Yeah. So, I don't know, man. Like, I know that's kind of a chunky price up front, but that's cheaper than a fucking pair of, like, shitty-ass Beats or some shit.
Well, Beats aren't bad.
I mean, I'm sure they got better after Apple bought them.
I'm quite sure.
But yeah, no, I'm pleasantly surprised, and I would imagine a version 2 will just improve it. The other thing that's really shocking, like taking a call with it is really shocking. So it's got 4 mics, 2 per bud. One, and they do like dual, like left ear, right ear sound, noise canceling.
Yeah.
And, like, I called my mom the first day I had them, and we were, like, in the mall at a Torrid with, like, hundreds of girls yelling about shit because there was a sale. And I called my mom, and my mom was like, oh, where are you? You outside the house? And I was like, no, I'm in the mall. And then she's like, because you sound crystal clear. And I was like, really? You don't hear any of these fucking girls yelling in my face right now? And she's like, no. And I was like, holy shit.
Awesome.
Yeah, so it's great for work, actually. And then the other thing is, so if they fall out, it'll automatically pause your music.
Oh.
And then the other thing is each bud can be programmed with an action. So each bud, like the left and right, you'll basically only get two actions, but you can program the right bud with a variety of actions. So you double tap it, like you just tap it, like you're tapping your ear, and you can program it to be pause, skip track, skip back a track, activate Siri. Of course, I don't have that enabled because I don't use Siri. Like basic stuff that you would have on your controls.
Okay, so you can double tap it and it'll pause if it's set to that command.
Yeah, so for example, I have my right bud set as play pause. So if I'm working and somebody comes up to me and is like, "Hey, buddy," I'm like, "Hold on a second." Double tap my right ear.
Oh, that's so dope.
It's paused.
Never mind. Back on the market, baby.
Or if I'm listening to something, I'm like, I don't like this track. Double tap the left ear, skip track, and you can program each bud. Yeah, they're so good. And then the other thing, and I learned this out because I wanted to protect my investment. I was like, how the fuck do I clean these? Because I'm worried about breaking them. So first of all, even though it's probably definitely the same plastic as a regular AirPod, the grill on them is stainless steel this time instead of plastic. And
that's
just
a good such a good change off the bat.
I know, right? And so there's this Italian dude, and he showed this way of cleaning them, just clean them with a little bit of a damp cloth and stuff, but then to like get earwax out. And I don't know why I never thought of this, because this works for regular earpods too. Use the little gray sticky tack from like fucking Staples or something. Put it in and pull it out, and it sticks to the earwax and then not the grill.
Oh.
Yeah, I saw that, and I watched it in this video, and he had AirPods and earpods, and he was cleaning stuff. He's like, yeah, it works for everything. It clings to earwax and not the thing you're cleaning. So you don't have to use like, like, I don't know about you, but like my old stuff, I would like get in there with like a toothpick or like a little pick, and I'd be picking out the earwax.
Yeah.
It's fucking annoying as shit.
I have a paper clip, like one of the kind of chubbier paper clips.
Oh yeah. I used to do that too.
That I ground down to a finer point that I can get in.
Yeah.
And get in there with it,
Yeah, go get some sticky tack, bud. Way easier.
Oh, fuck me, you're on it.
I know, right? I had no idea until I started. I was like, okay, I'm an AirPod owner now, and I want to protect my investment. And then to answer the other question, because I know that you'll probably think about it, and it sounds kind of dumb, but it like totally works. So I had the problem. So they stick great in your ears, running, exercising, all that stuff. But what about sleeping? So for sleeping, like I roll around personally when I'm sleeping. Like I try to sleep on my back, but sometimes I sleep on my side. And obviously they're going to get kind of hot and sweaty in your ear. They do fall out while sleeping, but with a little $3 trip to Amazon, and I know this is going to sound retarded because it kind of kills the wireless thing, but there's basically a little silicone strap that can go under your chin and attach to either bud. So that serves two purposes. One, if it falls out while I'm sleeping, I can just put it back in because it's attached to a strap. And then the other purpose, because they will fall out while you're sleeping, because that's not the general orientation that you would normally have them in. Because they're tiny, they're not attached to anything. Like the first night I had them, I was like, oh, these are great. I loved them. And I fell asleep. And then I was like, and I'm looking around the bed sheets and I'm like, where the fuck did they go?
Yeah.
And then that helps with that too. So, but yeah, no, they're great, man. I am so shocked. It's no wonder that they're as highly regarded as they are. Yeah, they're great. I don't know how this got talking about AirPods. And I'm also kind of shocked that Jessica hasn't run into the room being like, we're fucking late yet, because she said 4:30 and it's 4:35 now.
We're living on the edge. You can't help yourself at all.
Yeah. But I never got to the thing about, besides all the dick crud and all this stuff. So back to the blankets in the bed. What is Pete doing?
He was playing with one of his new toys. He's like the neighborhood love dog. Everybody gives him toys and shit.
Oh, that's sweet. I remember when my dog was like that.
You can't take it from him. He's too adorable.
Mm.
By the way, he's 11 months old. From 3 days ago, he turned 11 months.
Nice.
He weighs in at a whopping 91 pounds.
Okay.
Of twisted steel and sex appeal.
Cool.
Hi. Yeah, we're talking about you.
So then the thing with the blanket. So I go to fix my dick. I come back. And she has thrown her blanket, and she will deny this until the day she dies, but she's a fucking snorer. And
I snore.
Oh shit!
I snore because I've broken my nose too many times.
You ready? Oh, we're late now?
It's after 4:30.
Okay, well I thought you were gonna message me. Okay, all right, I gotta go.
All right, Tim.
Go, Vamp.
Okay, I'll take on from here.
Okay.
No problem.
Later. Peace out, Fork fam. Dynamic Works Productions. Buy my book. Check out The Fork in Your Path. New episodes every Sunday.
You got it. And as Tim signs off, Fork fam, fear not, I am here for you. I'll take it on from here, do a little solo cast, little rant and rave. many of you might know, many of you probably would know, many of you don't know, that every time I podcast, the entire time I am playing Destiny or some video game of some randomness. And at this moment, during actually this past recording, I was playing PvP, and I was trying to keep from screaming and cussing and all that. So now you might hear that during this. We, as the fan from the 14-year year of Destiny 2, many of you know Tim, not quite a fan as he once was, and I, the staunch supporter of Destiny 2, the Destiny franchise being in the best place it's been in quite some time. A lot of people say it was during the Taken King. I can see why. I'm not gonna fault you for that, but this is the time of Destiny's, as you hear Tim leave, its power, in my opinion. PvP is fun. I mean, sure, look, everything can be frustrating. Gambit, the customization with the perks and the mods, it's really, really an amazing game now. And I am I long for the day that I can look at Tim and say, I told you so. Maybe it'll happen. Maybe it won't. Maybe Pete's gonna eat my PlayStation cable in about 3 seconds, because that's what he's looking like he's doing. Let me see what else. What else am I excited for game-wise, since we were talking about Destiny 2? Fallout 76. Many of you know I'm probably one of the biggest Fallout fans for the franchise. I'm so excited for Fallout 76. I just don't know. I'm scared because I like Destiny 2, so I'm liking Destiny 2 so much now. It's like, of course, why wouldn't it just they dropped a game that I've been wishing I could have? But life. Oh, Pete, no. No. Don't eat that. Don't eat that. For fam, I hate to cut this episode short, but it looks like Pete has decided he wants to try to rip my cable out of my wall. Find me Buster Knuckles 13 on Twitter, Bushlister 113 on PSN. For fam, I love you. My apologies. I'm out.
Thank you for listening to a Dynamic Works production podcast. You can find our podcast at www.dynamicworksproductions.com. Feel free to email us at dynamicworks@mac.com.
Dominic Armato, the voice of Guybrush Threepwood, and you're listening to a Dynamic Works production podcast.
The Citadel, Arrival, is the first installment in a series of epic science fiction short stories reminiscent of the Pulp Fiction style. It's a fast-paced story that will take you through twists and turns that you will not expect, until they are thrust upon you with all the force, excitement, and chaos of a plasma cannon blast. The story follows Katarl, a nobody cog in the working wheels of a futuristic society run completely by Megacorp, a corporation that carefully runs and manages the lives of the people living under its sphere of power. On one of Katarl's few and far between days off from work, an outing he had hoped would be fun and relaxing turns into an explosive adventure that drags him kicking and screaming into situations and challenges that will make him question every aspect of his life. Watch this colorful tapestry unfurl as Katarl and his newfound allies find their way through this classic, yet oddly surprising tale of good and evil, where nothing is quite what it appears to be. That's The Citadel, Arrival, by author Tim K.A. Trotter, available right now on Amazon Kindle Store and iTunes iBookstore for only $2.99. Hey man.
What's up, Tim?
Sorry to be your annoying girl boyfriend.
You're fine.
Yeah. So what has been up?
We just, we were visiting friends. It was her, one of Jess's friends' baby, so we were, catching up, as it were.
I meant like overall, like, because we haven't done a show in a long while.
Well, I mean, I've been working fucking crazy overtime, man.
Okay. I want to make sure that's all it is, man.
Yeah, we're okay. Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it, man. Or else you wouldn't hear me worrying about it. Obviously.
We're good, man.
All right. Because I worry about it. I probably worry about it too much. I'll tell you that right now. It's probably odd that I do what I do.
Dude, it's fine.
All right. Okay. Yeah. Don't have a lot of time, so do a show, and you need to vent.
Well, no, I figured when you have to leave, I'm recording now, as you probably well know.
Of course.
Let me move my mic up so it's a better sound quality.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah, man. So, like, when you need to bail, you can out, and I'll just do a solo vent cast for a while.
Sure. Sounds fine. I'll leave my recorder going on my end too.
Okay. Cool. Hello, Pete. Hi.
How is Pete, by the way? Or whatever. Let's just get in the show.
Yeah,
let's
talk about that. That was another reason why we didn't record.
Okay. Well, I know about that one.
Yeah.
But anyways, okay. Cut in.